The big question for the Minnesota Vikings is which quarterback are they going to select in the NFL draft? But we have no idea, okay? We don't have a clue what the Vikings are thinking. We just know that there's a good, about 5 quarterbacks in this draft that the Vikings are going to have to take a look at and realize that, you're not going to get Caleb Williams, probably not going to get Jaden McDaniels, but there's a couple others that the Vikings could end up pursuing, and you'd have to assume that there are a couple pretty good fits for the Vikings franchise overall. And some NFL execs believe that one of them is actually the ideal fit for the Minnesota Vikings. So let's dive right into it. Before we do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So, the Minnesota Vikings could use another quarterback after Kirk Cousins signed with the Atlanta Falcons, and some around the NFL reportedly believe that North Carolina's Drake Maye is an ideal candidate. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported Tuesday that multiple evaluators pointed out Minnesota is the perfect place for Maye in that regard, should the Vikings move up to get him, okay? Now, scouts noted he's smart, relaxed, and even witty in interviews. That's always good. You got to have a little wit in your conversations. You have to. Make things interesting, right? Now, Minnesota is almost assuredly going to need to trade up if it wants to land Drake Maye, as Bleacher Report's NFL scouting department projected him as the number 1 overall pick in its latest mock draft, okay? Even if the Chicago Bears end up taking USC's Caleb Williams with that choice, though, the Washington Commanders and the New England Patriots would be candidates to choose Drake Maye at number 2 overall and at number 3 overall. So, for now, the Vikings have the 11th overall pick and the 12th overall pick in the first round, but they could, in theory, package those 2 picks to move up if they like Drake Maye that much, right? Now, Drake Maye completed 63.3% of his passes for 3,608 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions in 2023. A little bit of some inconsistency there throughout the season, but it's all right, okay? He's still an NFL caliber quarterback, at least we can only hope he is, right? Now, that came after he was the 2022 ACC Offensive Player of the Year when he completed 66.2% of his passes for 4,321 yards, 38 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. So, if you're looking at year-to-year stats, this guy's pretty darn consistent if you ask me, okay? He's a pretty good ball player. Now, he can also make plays with his legs and ran for a combined 1,147 yards and 16 touchdowns during those 2 seasons, okay? It is not difficult to see why the Vikings would be an ideal landing spot for a dual-threat playmaker like Drake Maye. Having 3 different game-changing targets in Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson means opposing defenses will always have to single cover at least one of them on any given play. They also have to worry about Aaron Jones, the new addition to that backfield, and may need to commit an extra safety in the box to slow the rushing attack. Now, Drake Maye can look for the ideal matchups and even take off on his own if all those options are covered. It would be a better situation than many top quarterbacks find themselves in during their rookie campaigns, but the Vikings likely need to complete a trade first if they want to make it happen. And that's been the conversation all offseason. Vikings trade to the Houston Texans to get another first-round pick. Now we have 2 first-round picks. What are we going to do? Everyone immediately says, they're bundling those picks. They're going to move up. They're going to take a shot. They're going to take a chance at one of these young quarterbacks. They're going to trade up, get their new, franchise quarterback and move on with the rest of their franchise or the rest of the next couple of years with that guy. That is what we all assume is going to happen. Now, I've said in the past, look, it's not smart to do that because we don't have a second round pick. We don't have a 3rd round pick. We only have a 4th, a 5th, and I believe, or like a 6th or something like that. We don't have a lot of draft capital this year to do anything. So I think the smart thing would be to keep those first 2 picks, kind of take what you get, kind of how the cookie crumbles. But again, if you have a chance to take a Drake Maye or a Jaden Daniels or a J.J. McCarthy, this chance might be worth it to bundle those 2 first-round picks to move up into the top 5 to take the guy of your liking. And if Drake Maye is the perfect guy, like NFL execs say he is, then sure, take him or J.J. McCarthy. Okay, or if Jaden Daniels somehow is available, which doesn't seem like he might not, that doesn't seem like he might be, take him, right? I mean, there's so many different routes the Vikings can go with this, and it's going to be a wild night come draft night. I believe it's next Thursday is round 1, which, boy, I'm getting excited. I know you guys are as well. There's a lot of different directions and routes that the Vikings can go during this draft. How do they bundle? Do they keep those 2 picks? We've seen just a year ago, they tried moving up to that number 4 spot to take Anthony Richardson. That didn't happen. And honestly, probably a good thing it didn't because of the injury problems that he might have. Not only that he had last year, but for the rest of his career because he just, for some reason, can't stay healthy. But as of right now, NFL execs around the league, scouting department and all that stuff, believe that the Minnesota Vikings are the perfect landing spot for Drake Maye. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.